Ever wondered how to make authentic Italian pizza and sourdough bread at home? Welcome to our culinary journey where we'll unlock the secrets of two iconic Italian recipes. First, we take a trip to the heart of Naples, crafting a stone-baked plain cheese pizza with a golden crust and a rich tomato sauce. Then we head north to the rustic Tuscan countryside, where we'll bake a robust Italian sourdough bread, the perfect base for bruschetta and garlic bread. Stay tuned to discover the secrets of Italian cooking in your kitchen. Our first recipe is the stone-baked plain cheese pizza, starting with the dough and sauce. Let's dive in. The dough is the backbone of any good pizza, and our Italian-style pizza dough is no exception. Our ingredients include Italian 00 flour, warm water, active dry yeast, sugar, olive oil, and a pinch of salt. The process begins by dissolving the sugar in warm water. We then sprinkle the yeast over the water and let it sit until frothy, a sign that our yeast is active and ready to work its magic. While our yeast is activating, we combine our flour and salt, creating a well in the middle. This is where we'll pour our yeast mixture and olive oil. Mixing these together, we knead the dough until it's smooth and elastic. The final step in our dough preparation is the rise. We let our dough rest, allowing it to double in size. This process takes between 1 to 2 hours depending on the temperature of your kitchen. This rise gives our dough the light, airy texture that's a signature of Italian pizzas. Now let's turn our attention to the tomato sauce. For an authentic Italian flavour, we're using San Marzano tomatoes, garlic, extra virgin olive oil, dried oregano, and of course salt and pepper to taste. We start by sautéing minced garlic in olive oil. Once the garlic is fragrant, we add our crushed tomatoes, oregano, salt and pepper, letting it simmer until it thickens. The result is a rich, deeply flavoured tomato sauce that will bring our pizza to life. By the time our sauce is ready, our dough would have finished its first rise, and we're now ready to preheat our oven and pizza stone. We crank up the oven to the highest temperature, allowing the stone to heat thoroughly. With our dough rising and sauce simmering, we're ready to move on to the next steps. Now that we have our dough and sauce ready, it's time to assemble and bake our pizza. First, take the risen dough and give it a good punch down. Divide it, and then roll out each piece to your preferred thickness. The crust should be thin in the center, with a slightly thicker border to hold all the delicious toppings. Once the dough is shaped, transfer it onto parchment paper. This will make it easier to move the pizza onto the stone in the oven. Now, spread a generous amount of our homemade tomato sauce over the dough. Arrange slices of fresh mozzarella over the sauce. Remember, less is more when it comes to pizza toppings. Next, using a pizza peel, transfer the pizza onto the preheated pizza stone in the oven. Bake it until the crust is golden and the cheese is bubbly and slightly browned. Pull the pizza out of the oven and finish it with fresh basil leaves and a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil. Slice it up and serve. And there you have it, an authentic Italian stone-baked plain cheese pizza fresh out of the oven. Next up is our Italian sourdough bread, a versatile base for many delicious dishes. This hearty bread is a staple of Italian cuisine, and with good reason. Its tangy flavour and chewy texture make it a delightful companion to any meal. To start, we're going to need a sourdough starter. This is a mixture of active sourdough starter, bread flour, and lukewarm water. We'll combine these ingredients, making sure to stir until it's well mixed. Once it's ready, we'll let it sit until it becomes bubbly, which typically takes about 8 hours or even overnight. Next, let's talk about the dough. We'll be using bread flour, lukewarm water, and salt. We'll combine these ingredients with our bubbly sourdough starter, kneading the mixture until it's smooth. This process might take a bit of elbow grease, but it's well worth it for the end result. After kneading, we'll let the dough rise until it has doubled in size. Now we're ready to shape our dough into a round loaf. This is where you can really put your personal touch on the bread. Whether you prefer a rustic, hand-shaped loaf or a more precise, machine-shaped one, the choice is yours. Once shaped, the loaf will need to rise again until it has doubled in size. While our loaf is rising, we'll preheat the oven. A hot oven is key to achieving a golden, crusty exterior on our sourdough bread. Before placing our loaf in the oven, we'll score the top. This not only gives the bread a professional look, but also helps it rise evenly while baking. Finally, we'll bake the bread until it's golden brown. The aroma of freshly baked bread filling your kitchen is a reward in itself. But the real prize is the bread itself with its tangy flavour, chewy texture and crusty exterior. Once baked to a golden perfection, our sourdough bread is ready for the final touches. Whether you're using it as a base for bruschetta, turning it into garlic bread, or simply enjoying it on its own, this Italian sourdough bread is sure to become a staple in your kitchen. Our freshly baked sourdough bread is the perfect canvas for our final recipes, bruschetta and garlic bread. Let's start with the bruschetta. We'll need ripe tomatoes, chopped fresh basil, peeled garlic cloves, extra virgin olive oil, balsamic glaze, which is optional, and salt and pepper to taste. First, we combine the diced tomatoes with the chopped basil and season it with salt and pepper. This mixture is set aside to allow the flavors to mingle. Meanwhile, we grill or toast slices of our sourdough bread until they're golden and crisp. Once done, we rub each slice with a peeled garlic clove, giving it a subtle hint of flavor. The tomato mixture is then spooned over the toasted sourdough slices and drizzled with a bit of extra virgin olive oil. For a touch of sweetness and tang, a drizzle of balsamic glaze can be added. Voila! Our bruschetta is ready. For the garlic bread, we'll need softened butter, minced garlic cloves, chopped fresh parsley and salt. We simply mix these ingredients together to form our garlic butter. This is generously spread over slices of the sourdough bread, which are then broiled until golden and bubbly. And there you have it, a delicious trio of Italian sourdough bread, bruschetta and garlic bread, ready to be savoured. As we wrap up our culinary journey, our good friend and renowned Italian chef Grandpoof has some fun recommendations to add a twist to our Italian recipes. First, for a playful touch, Grandpoof suggests adding eyes to our doughs. Melted cheese or olives can serve as the eyes, giving your pizza or bread a whimsical touch that's sure to delight the kids and the kids at heart. Secondly, for an extra flavour kick, consider adding a hint of wee, or as we better know it, rosemary. This aromatic herb pairs wonderfully with garlic and tomatoes, adding a layer of depth to our bruschetta and garlic bread. But remember, cooking is all about creativity and personal touches. Don't be afraid to experiment and make these recipes your own. Whether it's adding a new ingredient or changing the cooking method, the possibilities are endless. As Grandpoof would say, buon appetito.